Hi guys, it's me Faye here at Faye Dusk and I'm back. Not that I've really been away, but you know, and my hair is really doing my head in. But anyway, happy Beltane. Wheels turned once again, which means we are rapidly approaching Beltane, and so as we're rapidly approaching Beltane, it means it's time for another one in my Sabbats 101 series. So as I just said, this video will be Beltane, and yeah, let's me and my notes get down to it. So I say so, and I'm not even on the page I wanted to look at what I was writing. Yes, so for those of you who aren't familiar with the term Beltane for this Sabbat, you may know it as May Day. It happens or occurs on the 1st of May every year, and it basically, we are celebrating a continuation of spring and celebrating this sort of up and coming summer. And fertility is a very big key or very big sort of theme of the Sabbat. So any sort of fertility spells that you have, or that could be fertility in a metaphorical or physical sense, if you're trying to, I don't know, start thinking about getting pregnant, for example. Now would be a great time to cast fertility spells to aid you in your sort of adventure, conquest. You kind of know what I'm saying. So Beltane also sometimes is or can be referred to as a fire festival, and loosely translated the word Beltane means fire, like bright fire. And bonfires again are a very big symbolism of this Sabbat, as bonfire itself symbolizes the warmth and the sun and the sort of lengthening of the days and the shortening of the nights. The deities that are traditionally associated with the Sabbat are Diana, Aphrodite, Venus, Flora. Different sort of colours that you may want to incorporate into your celebrations, your altar decorations and things like that are very sort of spring colours. So you've got your whites, your yellows, your pinks, your reds, all those sort of colours. Any sort of herbs that you may want to use in your sort of spellcraft and baking and whatever else. Traditional herbs sort of associated with the Sabbat are things like ivy and daisy, lilac, marigold, frankincense is another good one. And for the Sabbat you may want to do sort of incorporate some baking, or for your cakes and ale thing after your ritual that you may do. Traditional foods that you may want to think about using in some form of another would be things like bread, different breads and cakes, fruits and vegetables, and things with dairy in them. Different types of crystals that I love to use at this festival, this Sabbat, is sapphire. I love sapphire, so pretty, and emerald. Emerald's another stunning crystal. Different symbols that you may want to either draw in your book of shadows at this time, or again incorporate on your altar, or decoration you may do in your house, is things like obviously flowers, seeds, ribbons, another big one, acorns, all that type of thing. If there's any sort of activities that you may want to do roundabout now, planting bulbs again, so you could sort of be planning your garden for the up and coming year, so you could be planting different bulbs. Again, bonfires, you might be able to have a bonfire in your garden, or have a small sort of fire pit. You could do that. That would be really awesome. If you're close to live nearby nature and able to go on walks like in forest and things like that, you could throw scatter wildflower seeds in the forest, and that would obviously that would be really awesome, as beautiful wildflowers would grow, especially if you're able and remember whereabouts in forest or woodland or wherever that you've done it, and you're able to sort of come back and see them grow. I think that's really awesome. Also as well, you may want to do some sort of maypole dancing. I remember doing that when I was small at school. It's really, really good fun, and it's very, especially sort of in England, it's still very entrenched in our sort of culture at this time of year, and to have a lot of sort of May Day festivals and fetes and things, and the maypole is a very, very sort of central feature of that. And for those of you that aren't familiar with sort of the maypole dancing, is there's a big metal pole, and there's big long thick strips of fabric coming down from it, and you each person has a piece of the ribbon, and you sort of weave in and out and dance. There's sort of different dances and things like that you can do, and it is actually really, really good fun. You could also make offerings to fairies. Fairies are sort of very prominent at this time of year, so I am sure there are some fairies that would appreciate any sort of offerings and things like that you would like to give them. And you could make daisy chains and like daisy crowns. That's like really fun. I used to do it all the time when I was little. Obviously daisies are prominent now with the grass growing and things like that, so you could spend time making daisy chains, and you could make them and you could drape them on your altar, on yourself, your head. You could do anything with them. I think that would also be really awesome. So you're probably thinking for your altar wise, you might need some sort of decoration, sort of inspiration. I always feel that this Sabbat is best like less is more type thing, and that you sort of keep it nice and simple, I think always works best, and it works better on your bank balance as well. So again, anything sort of that you feel symbolizes Beltane. So again, you got your ribbons, you could bring in fresh flowers, you could have vase of fresh flowers on your altar. You could have candles in colors of like white and yellow and red. You could also put bulbs, and you could have bulbs and scatter seeds on your altar. I think that looks really awesome. Anything for you that sort of symbolizes sort of spring and fertility. You could also have fairies on, like fairy sort of figurines and things like that on your altar. I think would be really, really awesome. So sort of anything like that, anything that symbolizes spring and abundance and the continuing turn of the wheel of the year, anything like that's really would be really awesome, I think. So anything else I'm trying to sort of think that you could do? Beltane's a good time to connect with the goddess Freya, the fire element, and your sacral chakra, which is your sacral chakra. Someone please correct me, because I know I'm wrong, but so your solar plexus chakra, is it the same one, the one that's at the end of your sternum, at the base of your sternum? Is that the sacral chakra? I always thought it was. I probably am wrong, so correct me if I'm wrong. Also exploring any sort of passion that you have, anything that you want to sort of develop and deepen or look into. Now is a great time to be doing that. You could also diffuse essential oils of lilac, like we've already said, and angelica is another great one. Yeah, for Beltane, I'm probably just going to keep it low-key and probably just spend a bit of time at my altar reflecting and meditating. I mean, I don't know where you are, but in England the weather isn't great. It's very cold and cloudy and wet. It's not really what you traditionally associate with this time of year, so I will not be doing anything outside. I would just be you know, just being casual at home, I think. So yeah, I would love to know if you have any sort of exciting plans or anything like that. I would love to know, as that would be really awesome. But yeah, so I will see you in my next video. Blessed be. Mwah.